break, and this right here does it for him. This is the pass that he had a problem on yesterday. Went out of bounds and sat down. A double full to a punch front.
The Soviets continue their excellence, their dominance in men's gymnastics, but you cannot take away this moment, this bronze medal from Lance Ringnauld, who was with Kathy Johnson.
Thanks, Jim. Lance, a bronze medal at the Goodwill Games. How'd you feel going into this competition, and is it the first time you've hit this well in an all-around competition?
Well, actually, I felt very relaxed, which was kind of surprising, but as the meet went on, I knew I was getting kind of closer to the top. I started feeling the tension, and as far as, well, competition, it's probably been the best all-around competition I've ever had in any competition.
Probably the turning point was the parallel bars. A beautiful routine. You stuck the landing. Did you really gather momentum there?
Yeah, I think so. Again, you know, anything can happen in a competition. You can't really count your chips until the meet's over. And even after high bar, even after, you know, before floor, you don't know. You just got to keep doing your job, the gymnastics.
Does this kind of renew your excitement for 92?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it gets a spark into my gymnastics. More motivation.
Great. Congratulations. Let's go back to Jim.
Thank you, Kathy. We'll have the final and official results and a few comments in a moment when we come back to the Tacoma Dome and the Goodwill Games and the men's gymnastics all-around championship.
Than anybody else. He takes the bronze. I like the looks of young Chris Waller. He was terrific tonight, but it always seems that one apparatus kills him. He's been having trouble with his vault for the last week, and it really did him in tonight.
I'm so tremendously impressed with the Soviets. I spent some time there at their training center outside of Moscow in February, and the thing that impressed me so much, it wasn't as if they had state-of-the-art equipment well ahead of anybody else. They're so tremendously grounded in fundamentals that they never falter under pressure, and it's just a matter of hard work and dedication, Hannah.
The Soviets really go into the grade schools. They pick the children when they're very, very young. They start them on the strength moves incredibly early. You could see a 10-year-old in the Soviet Union do an iron cross on the rings, which is amazing.
Right.
They have great dance background, too.
Yeah, the other thing, I believe that they really have an artistic value. They know that they're out there to be show people, and they know how to do it with flair as well as fundamentals.
Indeed, they do perform. And coming back, we'll take a look at our medal count, so please stay with us as our coverage of the 1990 Goodwill Games continues.
And welcome back to Seattle, Day 2 of the Goodwill Games, 1990 Goodwill Games. And have you been keeping score? Well, if you hadn't, we'll pull you up to date right now. The medal count, and not really a perfect barometer, because both the United States and the Soviet Union automatically qualify at least 2 competitors in every competition, so they both have a better shot to medal. And we see it here in the United States. Big thing here, swimming. They've been explosive. But they've already won 2 gymnastics medals. That's one more than they won in all of the 86 Goodwill Games, and we've still got all of the men's apparatus finals to come, plus the women, all of the women's events to go. Soviet Union has split it up, 6, 6, and 6, a lot of swimming, gymnastics and rowing medals, and the German Democratic Republic, East Germany, in 3rd place. Hannah?
And one of the Soviet golds coming tonight, the master from Minsk. 18-year-old Vitaly Sherbo has emerged as the latest in a long line of Soviet gymnastics champions. He hit 2 9.9s tonight and had a 9.95 to win the Goodwill Games all-around championship. His teammate Valery Belinky won the silver medal, and the American Lance Ringnauld won the bronze. So Sherbo, at 5'6" and 139 pounds, a bit bigger than most Soviet gymnasts, fond of music and fishing, the 2-time junior champ caught a big one tonight at Goodwill Games Gold. Now for our Miller moment. Today it comes from swimming. This afternoon at the Weyerhaeuser Aquatic Center. Another
Of the USSR, the worst score he had today, a 9.75. Belinky, his teammate, is 2nd. And you've just seen Lance Ringnauld of the United States take 3rd in the bronze. And Tim Daggett, here we saw in the team championships, Lance with a 9.05 in the floor X. He came up needing better than that. Better than a 9.4 to take the bronze, and he got a 9.75.
Well, like we said earlier, I think it's probably the best competition I've ever seen Lance have. Certainly the best he's had all year long. He was fabulous. He finished up extremely strong on the floor exercise, a 9.75.
And a few final comments right now from Kathy Johnson, who just talked to Lance.
Well, the Soviets were super as always, but the story here was this was really a shot in the arm for USA Gymnastics. They needed to get into a major international competition, win some medals. They've done just that. A silver in team, and now Lance Ringnauld the bronze. If Chris had hit on vault, he would have been right up there in the medals. So as I said, a shot in the arm for USA Gymnastics. Back to you, Jim.
All right, and we look ahead to the apparatus championships, the individual championships, which you will see tomorrow. And don't count out the Americans. They've shown very well. And what a proud moment now, not only for the Soviets, Sherba and Belenki, but for Lance Ringwald as they receive their medals for the all-around championships.
Ladies and gentlemen, your medalists in the 1990 Goodwill Games all-around competition.
That sure must be exciting. We'll be back to stitch it all down for you, what happened tonight, after this. Stay with us. Space Needle to the skyline of Seattle. Nick Charles with Hannah Storm wrapping up night 2 of the Goodwill Games. At the beginning of tonight's program, we wondered which of the 2 star Soviet gymnasts, Vitaly Sharbo or Valery Bielenko, would dominate tonight's men's individual all-around competition. Younger and less experienced Vitaly Sharbo, full rank, took the gold. A tribute to the tremendous depth and an unmatched national gymnastics program that's kept the Soviet Union #1 in the world for years. The Soviets clearly dominated again tonight. But American Lance Ringwald still pulled a bronze. In the women's 4x200-meter relay, the USA couldn't get more than a bronze, even with the powerhouse Janet Evans as anchor. The East German team took a 3-second lead in the first lap, and no one could catch their scream. We asked also if the welcoming ceremonies could compare to the Moscow's in 1986. It's a unanimous vote. Tonight's spectacular pleased us all. The Pacific Northwest and Seattle specifically demonstrated in its first-class fashion how to welcome the world. Anna?
And tomorrow, Nick, we will be back for yet another doubleheader. Our first show starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, noon Pacific, and featuring once again Janet Evans and Matt Biondi as they try to equal their Goodwill Games feat to date. Larry King returns tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific for more men's gymnastics, the individual apparatus. Also the first session, a track and field. Can't wait for that. For all of us here at the International Broadcast Center in beautiful Seattle, Washington, I'm Hannah Storm.
And I'm Nick Charles. We'll see you tomorrow on the Goodwill Games.
Just try to find me and I'll try to find you. You know I need you just like you need me. Please don't give up, 'cause we're almost together. We've almost made it. Hold on and you'll see. Just try to find me and I'll try to find you. You know I need you just like you need me. Please don't give up, 'cause we're almost together. We've almost made it. Hold on and you'll see. Just try to find me and I'll try to find you. You know I need you just like you need me. Please don't give up, 'cause we're almost together. We've almost made it. Hold on and you'll see. Hold on and you'll see. I know you're out there somewhere. I know I'll find you somehow, and somehow I'll return again to you.
The world's largest department store